Good morning, and welcome to Sunny for the Moment, Winnipeg. Yes. Okay, now, let's talk about the elephant in the room. And I don't mean me. All right. Probably about 15 minutes ago, I went out and I put out my garbage. I was noticing that when I flip open my garbage can lid, little fruit flies were coming out. And they're breeding in there in my banana peels. Yeah. Oh my, it's that time of year. I don't have them in the wintertime. You know, I can have banana peels laying all over the place if I want to in the wintertime. No fruit flies, but in the summertime, anyway. I should get my insect aspirator out and suck one up. The problem is they're so small and they're not like a hummingbird that they'll sit still for a little bit, you know. Anyway, okay, let's move this out of the way before I spill it. Anyway, I noticed when I'm putting my garbage out that the lid is a little bit crooked on my delivery box. The hinge is broken. I've got to fix that. So I'm thinking, well, that's funny, and it's like somebody's obviously lifted the lid, and first thing I'm thinking of, they've stole my motorcycle gas. But no, it was still there. At least I think it was. Anyway, I checked, and here's a package in there, an Amazon package. And I'm thinking, well, what did I order? And I know I've got something coming tomorrow. And I thought, well, the paint is supposed to come today from the hobby store in Toronto, and the reason I didn't get it here in Winnipeg is because that particular paint is not available in Winnipeg. So I'm not jumping ships or anything like that. In case the Eliminator hobby people are watching, it's a case of they didn't have it. So, okay, so. What have I got? I think what we should do is make room here so I don't break anything, and open it up and see what we got. It doesn't rattle. It feels kind of lumpy. Maybe I did order something, and when I open it up, I'm going to think of, oh yeah, I remember now. You know, this online shopping is just so easy. You just click on something and, hey, it'll be at your door in a day or two. Yeah, sign of the times. It's almost scary. Okay, enough chatter here. We will get into the model. We're going to be doing some very, very delicate gluing here, but we'll talk about that later. Let's just make some room here. And yeah. Oh, and I'll do my best to remember to take the GoPro when Missy comes by. She's actually due to come by any minute, actually. So, okay. I'll recompose. Okay, I honestly do not know what this is. Oh, for heaven's sakes. I don't believe it. Okay, there's nothing in there this time. Oh, Missy. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Peanut butter flavored. Oh, for goodness sakes. And this Purina is good quality stuff. It's not cheap. And it's best before 2025. Well, I think probably, that's a year from now. Almost a year from now. I think Missy will have gone through this by then. All right, whoever sent this, and I don't know, I don't have any idea who it is, but somebody did. Thank you very much on behalf of Missy. Maybe what I'll do is I'll open it up and it's these Purina bags. They do have a resealable. They are resealable, so you can keep the moisture in. Maybe I'll try a piece on her today and see if she seems to like it. Because this is peanut butter flavored. So okay, enough about Missy the dog. Let's do something model related here. Once again, thank you so very, very much. Okay, what I've done is I took one of those dog treats, and it's sort of like a piece of bacon, and I cut it into 4 pieces. Missy comes over to the house here 3 times a day, usually, and yeah, she was 3 times yesterday. Anyway, oh, let's be careful not to break this here. This is the one we repaired. And I think what I'm going to do is, just for the fun of it, I'm going to remove it now and put it into its own tuna fish tin, I guess. And we'll just hang on to it until we need it. But I'm just sort of curious as to how well am I going to be able to remove this. Because if you remember, the brake was right at the connection here where the sprue is connected on. Not in the dead center, fortunately, but off to the side a little bit. And what I'll do is we'll put the macro lens on and we'll see if we can move in here and nip this off. That's the plan anyway. It's yeah, it'd be interesting to see now, where is this going to go. There's actually quite a few of these little pipes that have to be glued on in various places. Okay, let's recompose here. Okay, now this one down here is the piece that we repaired. I've flipped this sprue over, and the brake is right there. I can actually sort of see something very faintly, so you're going to want to be careful. However, this is what was catching on the green cloth a moment ago, and I'm thinking that being as this piece that was catching is actually just sprue, I think I should be able to nip that off. There. Now there's going to be less to catch. I'm still going to have to be careful. I'm surprised that usually when trumpeter has a sprue like this with something sticking out, they build a bridge up over top of it. Like, just let me see if I can find something. Yeah, okay. I'm going to just slide it down here. Okay. You can see here how they've made a. Well, I'm trying to get it to. Okay. Anyway, this part is really fragile, and they've made the sprue come up off of the tree, or the runner, or whatever you call it, and it's protecting this. So I'm surprised that they didn't have something like that, down here. Anyway, let's get this thing turned over and move in a little closer and get this part removed. Okay, I could probably get in a little bit closer, but sometimes more, or maybe I should say less is more. Okay, I'm going to cut it right there. The brake is right where the cutter is touching, right there, or was. Now, what I'll do is I'm going to nip it off right here, and then I'll trim it later. Maybe I'll back up just a little bit. Gonna go real slow so that it doesn't snap. There, we got it. Okay, now ooh. Okay, then the last one. Why am I having trouble here? My must be cutting at the wrong angle. I'm gonna have to come in from the back here. I might get my hands in your vision there. Sorry about that. There we go. Okay. Now I think I can probably lay this down flat on something, and it's going to all being well. I should be able to trim that off. Okay, just let me recompose again. Okay, moments ago I heard a door slam. I looked at my monitor and Missy the dog has gone trucking off down the street. So that means that she's probably going to be by here in about 5 minutes or so. Now, what I am trying to do here is use this little block of wood as a jig. Let's get my my cutter turned over here. Now, I'm just going to try and, I only want to cut these once. This is not the broken one. We'll do the broken one last. Okay, well, maybe I can angle it. Just let's get that out of the way. Whoops. Okay, if I can get that angle just right here. Maybe I can trim that just a little. Okay, now be careful I don't squeeze it too much here. See if I can get this one right to start with. Yeah, it's not bad. Okay, now this one here, I think there's about 5 or 6 of these connections. Sorry about getting my finger in your way there. Yeah, that was not bad. Okay, now this one. I'm living dangerously here because I'm holding on to the piece that I've melded back on. Now, why can't I get the angle just right here? Gotta be careful not to press down too hard. Otherwise I'm gonna snap off the fracture. I know probably some of you are watching your monitors and you're saying squeeze now, and then I don't. I got that one, not too bad. Okay, now the one in question. Okay, now don't press down too hard, Ron. Don't press down too hard. You're gonna break it. Okay, now you might actually be able to see it there. Now, here we go. Okay, let's leave well enough alone here. Just sort of rotate it and see if we can see the fracture. It's pretty good, isn't it? Okay, let's drop this into a tuna fish tin, and yeah. Good morning. Good morning, Missy. How are you? I've got a special treat for you today. A special treat, yes. One of the viewers, one of your fans, sent you a special treat. Let's see if you're gonna like it. This is a different flavor. This one's got peanut butter. She's looking for more.
I bet she is.
Well, let's go see Max. It's cool out there. Yeah,
it's fresh. The air is dry. Not too hot, not too cold. It's better walking weather maybe than sitting around weather.
This morning I came out to the garbage can and I noticed my box lid was crooked, and I lifted it up and here's a package, and I opened it up and it's another bag of Purina dog treats. Only this time it's got, it looks like the others, but it's got peanut butter flavor.
Did you order it?
No.
Wow.
No.
Somebody gifted it to you.
Somebody
Or
gifted
to Missy.
to Missy. Yeah, it's not for me. If I was to eat it, they'd probably be pretty upset.
Do you know who it came from?
No.
Just an anonymous donor. Wow. They must think that you're gonna make the jump.
Come on, Missy.
Too strange. Too strange.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Look at that tongue going. Look at that tongue going. Yeah. You liked that peanut butter, didn't you? Yes, you did. You liked it. Yeah.
Did you see the big high-speed box on the side of my building?
No.
Yeah, I got high-speed cable yesterday.
Okay. Yeah, so they had to put a special box on?
Yeah, that's where they ran it into the building, I guess, to get it above the ceiling tiles and the basement, and then they ran it to the back.
Ah, okay. So you're going to be able to stream the model ship really fast.
Yeah. Wow. It's not, I didn't get the super high speed, it just went from 10 BPS up and down to 50 BPS up and down. So it's 5 times as fast, which is fine because it was pretty much fast enough before.
Well, do you remember the old days when we used to turn on the computer and it would make all sorts of squeaks and squawks?
Oh, yeah, the telephone modem.
Yeah, and we thought that was great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was high tech at the time.
I remember about 25 years ago getting a phone call and somebody was saying, they were talking about high-speed internet and would I be interested in it if it was to come out. And I was satisfied with what I had at the time. You know, I could check my email. At that time I wasn't uploading videos that had a whole bunch of gigabytes per second. Okay. Okay, Missy, I want you to look at the camera and say thank you to the anonymous viewer.
Thank you. And give me another one.
Yeah. Missy the dog. Missy the dog. Okay. Now very gently here. Oh, we were going to talk about this bandage and how do I like them. Well, I wish it was smaller. It came in 2 sizes, this size and a size bigger. And I really like the way you can get it to wrap itself around the end of your finger. Like it'd be a great bandage if you had a knuckle that you wanted to cover up or something like that, because it will conform around. So far they're really good. This is the first one I've actually put on. Now I haven't tried to take it off yet, but to see if it leaves residue like the Band-Aid brand did. It doesn't seem to be fraying nearly as bad as the Band-Aid either. It's the same type of material, sort of a cloth, flexible, kind of reminds me of pants that I used to wear back in the 70s. What were those called? They used to stretch and all over the place. They were really popular. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay, so let's try not to lose this. You know, I don't know if I should tell you this, but when I was setting up the camera like this to take this shot here, the close-up shots, this piece was actually laying right down there on the green cloth. And without thinking, I don't know why I did it, I removed this camera off of the little base that I use, and a little tripod tabletop thing. You've probably seen it. Anyway, I set it right directly over onto this. But as luck would have it, so let me move this. As luck would have it, this part here, all the places it could have broken fell in exactly the right place. And where it pressed down onto the table, it was perfectly flat, and it didn't damage it. But when I realized I'd done it, I thought, oh no. After all the work I went to fix it, now I've gone and broken it again. I couldn't believe my eyes when I lifted the camera up, and I lifted it up very carefully, that I hadn't broken anything. Everything's just the way it was. So, okay, I don't know why I tell you these things. Confession's good for the soul. Anyway, what am I doing? I instinctively went to turn this off here. This camera's doing the running. Oh, speaking of cameras, today I've ordered a 360-degree view camera, and I've been watching them for a couple of years now and been interested in them, and they've just recently come out with one that I feel takes sharp enough video that I would be happy with it. So I'm going to give it a try, and the idea is I'm going to clamp it onto the front of my motorcycle and try and get some better shots than I'm getting. For instance, yesterday I was out on my motorbike, and I was coming back. I don't know if you saw the particular video or not, but I was coming back on Henderson Highway, and I stopped rather quickly at a red light, not dangerously quickly like somebody would have rammed me in the back or anything like that. But after I got stopped, a truck passed me in the right lane, ran right through the red light, really right through the red light, and afterwards I thought to myself, now where was he? Was he behind me? Or was he always in the lane to the right of me? Or, I was just sort of curious, and I thought if I had one of these cameras mounted on the handlebars, I could have looked around kind of behind me a little bit. Okay, enough about that. Okay, if you remember, we ended up yesterday's video by gluing this part on right here. And the next step for this part is to glue the taps on the valves. And I think that if I can turn this like this, something like that. Alright, now the idea is, see if I can get a little bit more level here. I might have to retape this whole thing. For some reason it doesn't want to stay straight. Oh, I see. Maybe I can just twist this in the tweezer. That makes more sense. Whoops. I'm going to have to recompose. At least nothing's broken. Now, for some reason here, this piece was really hard to position on the rotator, and I don't know why I was having so much trouble, but I've worked at it for about 5 minutes to get it to the way you see it here. And on the end of the wax pencil is the little tap for relation of size and everything. Give you an idea. We'll move in a little closer. I'm just going to frustrate myself by putting one on. I can only stand so much frustration in one day. So yeah, we'll move in a little bit and we'll put one on. We'll put one on the extreme left. That'll be the easiest one to do on camera. Okay. Now my problem is I can't see where the hole is in the tap. There's no glue or anything on it. I'm just sort of, you might say, doing a dry run here. That's not where it goes. That's not it either. I wonder if I could grab it with needle nose tweezers. Oh, shoot. You know what? I don't think that the hole in the tap is large enough. Let me try the middle one. Middle one looks like it might be a little. I dropped it again. You know what? Do you remember way back about 5 years ago when I was doing the Bismarck and I had a little piece of photo etch about this size? I can't even see the tap now. Where did it go? Must be on the green cloth somewhere. Anyway, I kept trying and trying and trying, and I finally gave up. I'm just wondering, are these taps going to be like that? Okay, I found it. It took a while, but it had pinged off over here, and it was sitting right in the crack right there. And the light hit it just right, and it reflected, and I saw it. Anyway, we got it back. We got all 10 of them. However, I am wondering, I think it was Brian who sent us the photos of his completed sub. And Brian, if you're listening, how did you get your taps on? Did you have to drill them out? Or did you cut the stem off and just glue it down flat, which I'm kind of thinking maybe I'm going to do? I would like to get them on, and I would like them to paint them green. Anyway, I'm just curious, how did you do it? Or anybody else that's completed this sub and actually did it and figured out a way. Yeah, in the meantime, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I get a coffee visitor, and today is Friday. So at 3:30 he's going to be here, and I want to get the final edit done and everything uploaded, maybe a quick scoot in before he comes. So I'm going to call her quits here. Thanks for watching, everybody. All being well, we're going to see you tomorrow.